Welcome back to Grammar Grade 9. This is Unit 11, Lesson 84, and today we're learning one of the most useful little marks in punctuation, quotation marks, and specifically how they wrap the titles of short works, and how they flag words used in an unusual way. We'll build a simple mental model for when a title takes quotes and when it takes italics, and we'll get comfortable putting our commas and periods in exactly the right place. Let's dig in. Here's the whole lesson in a single picture. Quotation marks are how we wrap the title of a short work, a short story, a poem, an essay, a magazine article, a song, or a single episode of a show. The trick is to think about size. A short piece, something small enough to live inside a larger collection, gets quotation marks. But the whole work it sits inside, the book, the album, the magazine, gets italics instead, which we'll meet next lesson. So hold on to this. A small piece inside gets quotes, and the whole thing gets italics. Let's put the rule to work with a real sentence. We sang, quote, "River Light," unquote, at the concert. River Light is a song, and a song is a short work, so its title goes inside quotation marks. Notice how the marks hug the title on both sides, opening before the first word and closing after the last. Those quotation marks mark it as one small title, tucked neatly into the sentence. Now the contrast that makes everything click, and it points ahead to our next lesson on italics. Imagine a poem called Winter Light, printed inside a book called Collected Verse. The poem is the short piece, so its title takes quotation marks. But the book, the whole work that holds the poem, takes italics instead. Picture it this way. The little piece living inside gets quotes, and the big container around it gets italics. Books, plays, magazines, newspapers, movies, and albums are the big containers, so they lean into italics, and we'll dive into those in Lesson 85. Quotation marks have a second job too. They can flag a word being used in an unusual way, a piece of slang, a technical term, or an expression you're holding at arm's length. For example, in sailing, a rope is called a line. That word line isn't the everyday meaning, so we wrap it in quotation marks to say, treat this one carefully. The quotes are a quiet signal to the reader. This word is odd, borrowed, or a little ironic. Use them when a word is being used in an unusual way, and skip them once the term feels familiar. Here's a small habit that instantly makes your writing look polished. Commas and periods always go inside the closing quotation mark. Watch the comma first. The bells we discussed after class. See how that comma tucks in just before the closing mark, not after it? Now a period. She recited fog. The period sits inside the quotation mark, snug against the last letter. It can feel backwards, but the rule is steady in American usage. The comma and the period always land inside. Colons and semicolons are the exception. Those go outside. But for everyday commas and periods, keep them tucked in. Let's boil it all into a quick check. 1. Is it the title of a short work? A story, a poem, an essay, a song? If so, wrap it in quotation marks. 2. Is the word odd, slang, or a little ironic? Then quotation marks flag it. 3. Is there a comma or a period bumping up against the quotation mark? Keep it tucked inside. And keep one contrast in the back of your mind. The whole work, a book, an album, a movie, takes italics, not quotes. Run those checks and your quotation marks will land right every time. Let's practice. Time to practice. In this first set, I'll describe a title, and you decide how to mark it. with quotation marks or with italics. Ask yourself the key question: is this a small piece or the whole work? Pause the video and choose before I reveal each answer. You mention a single song called Blue Horizon. A song is a short work. It lives inside an album, so its title takes quotation marks. So the answer is quotation marks. You name a whole novel, Silent Harbor. A novel is a complete, long work, the big container. So its title takes italics, not quotation marks. So the answer is italics. We read The Fog, then talked. Where does that comma belong? Inside or outside the closing quotation mark? In American usage, commas always tuck inside. So the answer is inside. Nice work. This second set brings in unusual expressions, a book chapter, and where the punctuation goes. Same idea. Read carefully, decide, and pause before I reveal each answer. In basketball, a steal is sometimes called a pick. Because pick is being used as an unusual insider term, we set it off with quotation marks. So the answer is in quotation marks. You cite a single chapter, The Long Winter, from a history book. A chapter is a small piece living inside a larger book, so it takes quotation marks. So the answer is quotation marks. My favorite poem is Fog. The sentence ends right after the title. So where does the period go? Inside the closing quotation mark, always. So the answer is inside. Let's gather what we learned. Quotation marks enclose the titles of short works, short stories, poems, essays, articles, chapters, and songs. The small pieces that live inside something larger. They also flag slang and unusual expressions. And remember to keep your commas and periods tucked inside the closing mark. And hold on to the big contrast. A whole long work, a book, an album, a movie, takes italics instead, which is exactly where we're headed in Lesson 85. Keep the mental model at the center. A small piece inside gets quotes, the whole thing gets italics. Nicely done. I'll see you in the next lesson.